Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day today. I'm going to challenge your thinking a little bit. Two things. Number one, don't sweat the small stuff. Number two, do sweat the small stuff. Now, no doubt you've heard that phrase before, don't sweat the small stuff. Do you really understand what it means in your life? You see, for most people, the littlest of things trip them up. It's not the big things that mess up their lives or mess up what's going on at work or their relationships or their finances. It's the small stuff. Let's talk about relationships for a second. Does your feelings get hurt every 5 minutes? Somebody does something or looks at you a certain way or doesn't do something the way you want it done or whatever. Does your feelings get hurt? Are you that fragile emotionally that you're sweating the small stuff all the time? So in that case, don't sweat the small stuff. You know, often in your relationships or your kids or your parents or your friends or your siblings or whatever, someone says something or looks at you or doesn't reply to your phone call or doesn't answer your messages on time or whatever the case is, and you read so much into it. That's sweating the small stuff, and it becomes part of you, and you live with a bitterness. Don't sweat the small stuff. Somebody cuts you off in the middle of the road. Somebody at work, took credit a little bit for what you did at work, and you kind of like now your ego got involved. Stop being so emotionally fragile. Don't sweat the small stuff, because those things will trip you up. It will mess you up mentally and emotionally for a long time, and will develop hatred and bitterness towards other people unnecessarily. So don't sweat the small stuff. However, equally, do sweat the small stuff. I think, Imran, you just said don't sweat the small stuff. What do I mean? Do sweat the small stuff. What do I mean by that? You think it's small. Your dailiness of your dailiness. Your thinking, the small habits that seem small. Sweat it, meaning take it seriously. When someone sends you a message, reply timelessly. When you see someone, smile. When you at work and someone does something well, give credit to others. You see what I mean? So in one hand, don't sweat the small stuff. On the other hand, do sweat the small stuff. But in the right context, with the right perspective. You don't have to be the center of everyone else's attention. Wow.